Welcome to the next lantern year for the settlement of Magrathea, and we have another familiar visitor here with another Kingsman coming to pay a visit. And to greet them, we have our 4 stalwart survivors. So they are going to be led by Amy, who is actually very close to taking a walk into the darkness with her Twilight Sword Mastery. We have I'm a Human, who's going to be leading the way. So they are my 2 big bruisers for this particular fight. We have Mercury, who's going to be working on getting some fist and tooth action in, but he does also have the King Spear, and I've actually been able to activate 2 of the blue activations for the Lucky Charm, so he's actually going to be working off of +3 luck here. So he'll be critically on, let's see, on fist and tooth, 9, 8, 7. He'll be critically on 6s actually. And then we have Vesta, who will be continuing on with her Lion Guitars. So, let us see how the 4 of them survive the Kingsman fight. So right off the bat, the Kingsman will start first, because this is a Nemesis fight and not a special round. So he's going to start actually by using a basic action of moving forward 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so he's, monsters I believe can move right over the terrain here. I'll have to double check to see if he I think he actually destroys it. No, I can't remember if he destroys it or moves over it. But anyway, I'll leave that there for the time being. And then he goes to make an attack, and he's going to be hitting everything from basically there to there in these 2 rows. So it's just going to be Amy in this point. And it's going to be a, let's see here. It will be a speed 3, accuracy 3, damage 3. And Amy does get +1 evasion for the rawhide gear being set up properly, as well as monster grease. 2 natural evasion on the +3, so it's needing 7s to hit. And okay, so off the bat, we do have a hit coming in. So that hit will be targeting her waist. Now, in this particular case, she's actually going to spend a survival to dodge, because otherwise she's going to be getting knocked out of the way, causing some more damage with bash and knockback. So she's going to spend the survival to dodge, and she's going to lose that survival, so she's going to go down to 6 survival, but she does not take damage. However, the Kingsman will now draw an AI card, and we're going to get Spear. So closest threat in field of view, so what a surprise, it's going to be Amy again. He's going to make a full move towards the target while he's close enough to hit right now. And, let's see here. Okay, so because there is the difference in how things go down here, so he'll go 1, 2, 3, and look that way. And in this case, he's going to do a full move towards the target, make a separate attack against each survivor in the highlighted zone. So, let's see, the highlight zone 1, 2, 3. Okay, so thankfully I'm a Human. Oh no, 4. I'm a Human is going to get hit. Yeah, and there is going to be -1 movement tokens for anyone who is successfully damaged in this. So here's hoping. So needing 7s against Amy. Oh, okay, so that's 2 hits right there. And let's see, I can't dodge either of these. So she's going to take 3 damage to the waist and 3 damage to the body, which is going to give her some light damage on both of them. So that is not good for Amy. She's also going to be -1 movement token. And then I'm a Human, who only has her monster grease, and I don't know if she has any native evasion. She does. So is going to be hitting 5s. So 2 hits on I'm a Human, and let's see here. So head, and she'll be dodging that head, I think, and she'll be taking 3 damage to the waist, which is unfortunately going to put her into a knockdown and filling in that severe injury. But worse things could happen, and there is some -1 movement tokens to be handed out. At this point, I got to eat through the battle pressure as fast as humanly possible, so I'm going to start off with Vesta, and she's going to move into the blind spot of the Kingsman here, and she's going to swing in with her Lion Guitars, and that's going to be, let's see here, that's going to be 2 attacks, hitting on 6s, because I don't believe, yeah, hitting on 6s because she doesn't have any plus accuracy, but it's also going to be at -4 toughness on the Kingsman. We're hoping for a couple good hits. So 2 hits, so that is going to get rid of 2 battle pressures here. Now, sadly, no wounds going to be coming through on this one, but it does give me a chance to roll on the king step. Looking for that 10 plus on the king step, otherwise I'm just going to get some battle tempo. 5. The monster easily predicts your motion and skewers you with your own momentum. Spend 1 survival or suffer a random severe bodily injury and gain 1 tempo token. Well then, she will spend 1 of her survival and go down to 6. As we move into another turn, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to go in with the... we're going to spend a surge and go in with the lion guitars again. So once again, needing 6s. And that's going to bring us to Mercury, who's going to turn around, and I think what we're going to do, because it's more important that we hit right now as opposed to wounding, because we got to get rid of that battle pressure again. We're just going to go in with the King Spear, which is going to need a 5+ to hit. Yeah, so a 5+ to hit, but he is at -1 speed, so only 1 die is going in, and he's going to miss. Okay, this is not looking so good at the moment. He will, however, spend a survival to encourage I'm a Human to get up, and he's going to see if he loses that survival. Nope, he'll keep it. So she is back up and ready. We will activate I'm a Human next. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and she will swing in at the Kingsman here, and she'll be needing 5s to hit. Looking for a 5. Okay, so a pair of 9s, which unfortunately she does have luck. So if that was wounds, that'd be amazing. But it does hit. It does mean I get another battle pressure. As well as another wound. I just got to double check to see how the extra wound interacts with this, because I think the battle pressure might get rid of all the wounds. So I do get rid of just the hit location, and it's just going to be the battle pressure because everything else is discarded. And we're going to roll on the king step to see what happens. 4. Okay, so that's the same result. So she'll spend a survival to avoid the injury there, and she'll gain a tempo token. But that does get rid of the battle pressure, and meaning the next strikes are going to hurt the Kingsman, hopefully. And as much as I would really hate to have Amy go away at the end of this fight, you know, I'm not going to use the Twilight Sword just yet. I'm going to swing with the Scrap Sword. Going to need 5+ to hit with the Scrap. Some good hits here. So 1 hit, and we're going to get the Axe Blade. So first strike, if the attacker is wearing any heavy gear, which she is not. No, she's not. Okay, suddenly feel their knees buckle and knock down. Return any discarded battle pressure cards to the top of the hit location deck. Okay, so that's not going to take effect. So we're going to see if we wound. Looking for a 6 to wound. 7. Okay, so not a critical hit, but it is a wound. And sadly, not going to do more damage than that. But that is first blood against the Kingsman. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into some surges here, because I want to try and bleed down this deck as fast as humanly possible. So I'm going to surge with Mercury, and let's see if he gets that back. He does, and he's going to swing in with this. The other really cruel part about this is that on a critical, I'm actually going to give the Kingsman an extra damage token, and this is my guy with all the extra critical, or with all the extra luck. So once you have it, look at that. That's a critical. So the Kingsman is now going to be dealing an extra little bit of damage to me on top of everything else, because what's happened? The destroyed bloom drifts to the ground. The Kingsman is outraged by the insult. Kingsman gains 1 damage token. So, yeah, great. Amy's going to spend a survival. She's going to get it back, and she is going to surge and swing in with the Scrap Swords and hope for the best. Yeah, she's going to swing with the Scrap Sword. So she'll be needing 5. Needing a 7+. That's going to hit. And what are we hitting? Oh, so I got somebody who can do criticals, and I get the impervious one. All right, let's see those 5s. 2 hits. All right. So we're going to get the Regal Collar, and we're going to get the Trap. Oh, good grief. Okay, gouts of acid spew from the cracks in the monster's armor. The attacker is doomed. All survivors within 2 spaces of the monster suffer damage to a random hit location equal to the number of wounds on the wound stack. So there's only 1 wound on the wound stack here. Any survivors with a shield? Nope. And return any discarded battle pressure cards to the top of the hit location deck. So isn't that special? So, let's see here. Amy is going to take 1 damage to the chest. I'm a Human is going to take a damage to the head. Let's see here. Mercury is going to take it to the legs. And Vesta will take it to the chest. Now, thankfully, everyone except for Vesta has armor in those locations, but that still really sucks. That's going to bring us back to the Kingsman, and he's pretty much sitting happy with where he is. He's going to do a basic action. He's going to go after both Amy and I'm a Human with that. So Amy is going to get hit twice. This is not looking so good so far. And it's going to be in the chest and the head. She'll spend survival to dodge the head, and she will lose it, and she will take, oh geez, 4 damage to the chest. So I think that's going to give her a severe injury at this point. Yeah, not just a severe injury, but it's going into the chart here. So we're going to roll in the body chart, and we're going to find out what a 4 is. On a result of a 4, it is a gaping chest wound. Suffer -1 permanent strength. The injury is permanent and can be recorded multiple times and gain 1 bleeding token. So this is looking a little rough. The hit I'm a Human on 5s. So 2 hits are going to go through there, and we're going to hit the head and the body. So once again, we're going to use a survival to dodge the head, and she will take 4 damage to the body. Now, thankfully, I think, let's see here. So that is enough to knock out the black mark there and knock her down. So things are not looking so good for these survivors so far, and I think we're going to have to start pulling out some big cards. But the Kingsman still has to do an AI card, and we have a coup de grace. Alright, so all survivors are doomed. Target a random knockdown survivor in range. Oh, great. Okay, so I'm a Human and perform a basic action. Lovely. So, full move towards the target. Target suffers 1 severe head injury with a -5 to the result roll. Oh, God. Oh. This is going to suck a lot. So, the basic action is going to go against her. So I'm a Human is now being hit 3 times. She can't dodge. So head, chest, and hands. So that's 3 severe injuries plus the -5 result on the severe head injury. I have a pretty good suspicion that I'm a Human might very well be dead at this point. So starting with the head, I got to roll really high on this one because of that -5. And nope. So I'm a Human's head has exploded. The head erupts in a shower of gore, killing you instantly. All other survivors are disturbed that they lose 1 survival. So I'm a Human has unfortunately died. I've lost some survival. Oh boy. This one is looking rough. Okay, so we got to regroup here, and we got to find out what we're going to do as we move into the next round. So I think, oh, and before I forget, still got to do the, because the basic action targets the area in front of the Kingsman, Amy's got to take some hits here, and she's going to take 2 hits. Uh-oh. And she will take the legs and the waist, which is severe injuries for both, so she's going to be knocked down. That will, however, bring us into the survivor's turn, and we're going to start with Vesta, and she is going to use her guitars on the blind spot of the Kingsman, needing 6s to open. So nothing. That's not good at all. She will spend a survival to get Amy back up on her feet. We're going to go to Amy's turn, I guess, and before she activates, what we're going to do is we're going to surge with Vesta, and she's going to use her guitars again. And she'll get 1 hit this time, which is going to be a battle pressure, so we'll do the King Step, and she has a tempo token. So 4, so same deal as last time. She'll spend a survival to dodge the bad stuff there, but she does now have 2 battle tempo tokens. And at this point, I got to use the Twilight Sword. Got to pull out any stops I can to deal as much damage as I possibly can here. Oh, I don't want to, though. You know, I'm going to hold off on the Twilight Sword for now because I got to drain the last of those the battle pressures. So we're going to use the Scrap 5+. Okay, 2 hits. That's good. That's both battle pressures out of the way. And hopefully I roll a 10 here. 5! No. So she'll spend the survival. She'll lose the survival. So she's down to 4. But she does have a battle tempo token. But it does open up the door to actually start doing some wounds against the Kingsman again. We're going to activate Mercury, and he's going to use Fist and Tooth, and he needs a 6+ to, or sorry, a 7+ to hit to hit the Kingsman in the blind. Looking for that 6. Okay, so perfect hit. That's excellent. So on deadly, +1 luck when... Oh, okay. Oh no, that's not for the perfect hits. So it is going to be deadly. We're going to hit the Regal Gauntlet. So no critical, unfortunately. But the attacker can gain 1 survival and -2 toughness. Alright. So let's see what we're looking at here. So that is going to be a critical hit. So -2 toughness until the start of the next monster phase. So that's good. That's going to make the next thing I do with Amy a little bit easier. And yeah, so we'll go into that. So we're going to surge with Amy and swing in. At this point, we're going to use the Twilight Sword. So needing 2 pluses to hit with the Twilight Sword because of how potent it is. It is also deadly as well, which means going to get some extra luck to this. So fingers crossed. Swing it in! So 2, 2, and 10, they will all hit. Fantastic. And this is strength 9. I need 1s to wound, basically. So let's see what I'm hitting. We got the Regal Van Braces, we got the Regal Skirt, and we got the Regal Breastplate. So we got all reflexes. So great. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Regal Skirt here and hope for the best. Looking for that critical hit. And a 9. Okay, so that's actually critical. So that cancels out the reflex. Awesome. So your attack tears the monster's embroidered regalia, leaving only tatters. The sight of the enemy in disarray emboldens the survivors. May spend 1 survival. I have no adjacent survivors. So that does nothing for me, sadly. But that is another wound. And in this case, if I get criticals, it'll help, but I don't think that's really going to be happening. So we're just going to go with, I guess, we'll go with, doesn't really matter. Let's go with the Van Braces. So hoping for a critical, though. Nope, not a critical, not even going to wound. So those are going to go away because they're going to move out of the ability for me to strike back. So I'm going to move 2 spaces away, so 1, 2, and it is going to result in I think it's just knockdown against these guys. So yeah, that's super. So that puts me in a very bad position here because there's not really much I can do except for just weather the onslaught. That brings us to the Kingsman Churn, and he's just going to move forward, and he's going to go after Amy again because the threats that are lying down aren't, well, actual threats. So needing 7s. Okay, so that is a hit on the chest, and hey, what a surprise. She's going to spend some survival to dodge that, and she will get it back, thankfully. But that does move us into his AI card, which is going to be a hook and pull. Furthest threatened field of view in range. So once again, we are looking at Amy here, and she is in range. So we're looking at 7s to hit. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. So that is... Okay, so I'm going to be rolling once on the legs and once on the chest here. And things are not looking so good for this. So let's go with the legs first. 6. On a 6, it's a torn Achilles tendon. Your leg cannot bear your weight until the end of a showdown. Whenever you suffer light, heavy, or severe injury, you are also knocked down. Skip the next hunt phase, gain 1 bleeding token. So she's not dead yet, but we have the chest. 8. On the chest, we have a broken rib. -1 permanent speed. The injury is permanent and can be recorded multiple times, and a bleeding token. So life is not good for Amy right now. And then the monster is going to move back 2 spaces without turning. So 1, 2. Knock them back a little bit more. And target suffers grab. So she's knocked down right there. She's going to suffer 1 damage to the waist, which... Hey, thankfully she still has some armor there. So she won't take any more damage there. But that will end the Kingsman's turn. And that will result in Mercury and Vesta getting back up. Vesta is going to swing in with the guitars. She's going to hit twice. Oh, okay, that's excellent. Sadly, there is nothing for perfect hits there. But still, 2 hits. The battle pressure, we're going to discard one of them. And she's going to add 2 to this roll. So 2 to 4. She's got to spend a survival. So she is down to... What's she down to? I think she's down to 3 at this point. No, she's down to 2, sorry. So she's down to 2 survival. But she's got another token on there. And she's going to encourage Amy to get back up. So she's down to 1 survival at this point. We are going to move on to Mercury, and he's going to Fist and Tooth. So he needs a 6 to hit. Really want to get rid of that battle pressure here. 6. Okay, good. So that is a hit. And what's it going to be? Just as you start to follow the monster's subtle movements, the tip of the Kingsman's foot hooks your ankle. You are knocked down, gain 1 tempo token. Down he goes. So that's unfortunate. But we are also now going to surge with Amy, and she will get it back. And she's going to swing in with the Twilight Sword. 2s to hit. So only 1 hit. Going to be on the halberd handle. Oh, okay. If I can critical, this will be fantastic. It's not a crit, but it is a wound, thankfully. So that is another card gone. And then we are going to... I think I've already surged with Vesta. No, I haven't surged with Vesta. So Vesta is going to surge and going with the Katars now. And going to get 1 hit with the Katars. We're going to get the Regal Helm. So if I wound, she's going to get a survival back, which is fantastic. And let's see here. There's no perfect hit, so let's see. 3 plus 2 plus 4, so 9. So basically 3 plus. Not just a... Okay, so that's actually critical. So that's good. So she gains 1 survival, so she's up to 1 survival again, because she burned her last one. And we're at -2 toughness for the Kingsman for the rest of this turn. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. But it does bring us into Amy's turn proper now. And Amy's going to swing in with the Twilight Sword. And she's going to hit twice. No trap. Don't get the trap. So we got the Regal Sheath. And we got the Regal Sabatons. So we're going to go with the Sabatons first. Which is going to wound. And she gains +1 survival. Awesome. And then we're going to go into the Regal Sheath. Which is an 8. She only has +1 luck. Or does she? Yeah, she only has +1 luck. So there is going to be a reflex, so we're going to see a basic action taken against her, which really sucks because Amy is not looking too good right now. And let's see here. Needing 7, so that's 2 hits. Oh, good grief. To the hands and the hands. Well, she only rolls on the chart once, so there's no point in dodging. The result for the arms, we have a 6. So a 6 is a contracture. The arm will never be the same. -1 permanent accuracy. The injury is permanent, can be recorded multiple times, and 1 bleeding token. So if she takes 1 more bleeding token, that is going to be it for Amy. So I got to deal as much damage as I possibly can for her. I think the other thing I got to do is she's got to move. So 1, 2, 3, I think. And hopefully the Kingsman will look elsewhere. You know what? No. She's got the best chance of tanking it, so she's going to actually stay there. The Kingsman will start off with a basic action, and unfortunately he is going to target the blind spot, so he's going to turn around, and both Mercury and Vesta are going to take this. So Mercury is going to get hit. Jeez. Okay, so Mercury has, let's see, 1 evasion, no monster grease. So 5s are going to hit, so that's 3 hits against Mercury. Chest, hands, and... Oh, jeez. Okay, so what are we looking at for Mercury here? So it's going to be severe. He'll dodge one of the chests. He'll get it back, and it'll be severe. Or heavy, sorry. So not severe just yet, but some heavy damage. Up against Vesta, it's, let's see, needing 4s to 5s to hit, sorry. And only 1 hit. Okay, excellent. And you know what? She's going to burn that on a dodge. Just because I can't afford to have her go down just yet. But that does mean the Kingsman will do a cleave. So closest threat in field of view and in range. So, oh, jeez. Okay. So both of them are going to take this again. And, oh, jeez. So Headhunter always hits the head location. And I have no dodges left. So that's going to be 2 hits against Vesta. So she's down. And her severe injury? Destroyed tooth. If you have 3+ courage, you boldly spit the tooth out and gain +2 insanity. Otherwise, the blow sends you sprawling and you're knocked down. Well, she's already knocked down, but she gained some insanity. Okay, excellent. But against Mercury now, it's going to be 3 hits. And it's going to be, well, it's all heads actually. So just 1 goes through. On a 7, we have blind. Lose an eye, suffer -1 permanent accuracy. The injury is permanent and can be recorded twice. A survivor with 2 blind severe injury. Okay. Suffers -4 permanent. Okay, so it doesn't matter yet. And yeah. So he has a bleeding token, but he's not quite dead, which is good. But but sadly they also don't. Oh, wait, he does get up in this case. So, excellent, as we move on to the survivors. As we go into the survivors' turns, we're going to start off with Mercury, and he's going to start by actually encouraging Vesta to get up. He'll keep the survival, and he is just going to try and eat away some of that battle tempo, the battle pressure. So he's going to go in with his Fisted Tooth. Oh, jeez, he's got -1 accuracy at this point, I think. Yeah, so he needs a 9. Hey, what do you know? He got a hit. So that is battle pressure. Looking for a 10+ here. 3, no. So he'll spend a survival, which he'll lose, but he'll gain a tempo token here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to surge with Amy. She'll get it back, and she's going to swing in with the Twilight Sword here, just in an attempt to burn some battle tempo. She'll get 2 hits. So battle pressure. Looking for that 10+. No, but on a 7, and she has 1 token, I believe. So might have some good stuff going on here. So it becomes an 8. You sense a pattern and foresee the monster's attempt to trip you. At the last moment, you shift your balance, suffer 1 damage to the legs. She has no armor in the legs. So she'll take a severe injury. Oh, that's not the right thing. She'll take a severe injury of a 7 to the legs. She's just gained a torn muscle. Your quadriceps is ripped to shreds. You cannot dash until the showdown ends. Skip the next token. And 1 bleeding token. So Amy, our Twilight Knight, has unfortunately succumbed to the Kingsman. She has gained 5 bleeding tokens, and that is the end of her story. So we're going to see if Vesta and Mercury can hold out. We will activate Vesta, and she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's going to rip into the back of the Kingsman here, needing 6s to hit in the blind spot. So she's going to get 1 hit on the Regal back. So let's see here. She's going to need 3, 4, 7, 8. So she needs 4s to wound. That is going to wound. Sadly, she doesn't have enough luck to get through there. So on a wound, if the attacker has 3+ understanding, which, let's see here, she does not, sadly. So there's nothing going on there. But that is another wound that has gone through. So that is good. I think we need to do 4 or 5 more to win this one, but it's looking very tight. And as she ends her turn, she's going to surge and swing in, needing 6s. So 2 hits. Okay, so that's good. No trap. So Regal Breastplate and the Regal Helm. So we're going to start with the Regal Helm because it doesn't have a reflex. So she will wound. She'll also crit because it's deadly. Excellent. Not that it matters, but it's going to make wounding easier. And she just got a survival back, so that's excellent. Yeah. So let's see what happens on the Regal Breastplate. That's a critical, so it avoids the reflex, which is great. And that is another wound gone. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We're going to surge with Mercury here. He'll get it back, and he's going to Fist and Tooth, needing a 9. Looking for that 9. Nope, that's a 6. So that is going to, and that will bring us to the Kingsman's turn. So he's going to do a basic action and swing in against Vesta. So needing, too little to hit. That's going to be 3 hits. And things are not looking good at all. Okay, so she's going to take severe injury. She's going to dodge the chest. She's going to lose her last survival again. And she'll take 1 hit on the hands, or the arms, on a 9, which is going to be a dislocated shoulder pop. You cannot activate two-handed or paired weapons or use block until showdown ends. 1 bleeding token. Okay, she got off lucky there. So we're going to draw a card, and we're going to get the closest threat in field of view. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been doing this wrong all day. So she's also going to suffer bash and knockback 5 in the direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have been doing that a lot more. And she does take a damage for bash to the head, which she has armor for. Excellent. Okay. So, and then he'll draw a cleave. So closest threat in field of range. There's no threats. No target is going to be a guard. Oh, we haven't actually encountered this before. So he is going to guard, and in this case, what that means is the Kingsman ends its turn, gains +5 toughness until the start of the next monster turn. And that's going to bring us to the survivor's turns. And I think what's going to happen, Mercury is just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And get out of that field of view and just force the Kingsman to move up a little bit. Well, you know what, he'll attack first. Hey, look at that, he's actually going to hit. So let's actually bring him back here for the time being. It's going to be battle pressure. And he's got the King Step. Excellent. So he is now going to be able to chew through those battle pressures a little bit better, which is good. We'll see how much it actually affects things, but I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's just going to get away a little bit. And he's going to encourage Vesta to stand up. He'll get it back. She'll be standing. And she's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So she's going to use the Catgut Bow, needing a 7 to hit, which will miss. And that'll take us into the Kingsman's basic action. He'll go up and he will take a swing at Mercury here. And he'll hit twice, dealing damage to the legs and the head. But I think he's going to dodge the head, otherwise that's a severe injury. But the legs is going to knock him down and drain his armor. So he is down. And the Kingsman will then draw a card and get the hook and pull. Oh. So that's furthest threat in field of view. So what she's actually going to do, she has no survival. Okay. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. And he is going to hook and pull against Vesta. And he'll get 2 hits. That's not good. To the head and the head. Uh-oh. And a 3. And that is the end of Vesta as the Kingsman decapitates her rather thoroughly. So things are looking very poorly. That is going to end the Kingsman's turn. Mercury is going to stand up, and I honestly have no clue what I'm going to do next. So he's going to move into the blind spot because he's going to be the target anyway. Needing an 8 to hit. Nope, he's going to miss. Kingsman is going to turn around. He's going to swing in, needing 5s. Look at that, 2 hits. And that's going to be heads and hands, so that's severe injury. He's down. So starting with the head, 8. Concussion, your brain scrambled like an egg. Random disorder, I'll take care of that in just a second. And the arms, it's going to be a lantern. Blow sends you sprawling and you're knocked down. Okay, so he kind of got lucky there. However, we do have another card that's being pulled, and we have a hook and pull. Alright, this is looking familiar. So it's going to be 2 hits once again to the hands and the legs. And let's see what happens, starting with the arms. And that is it. So Mercury has just died from shock. His vision fades along with the sight of the mangled, armless torso. So that is how this encounter with the Kingsman goes. That is the first total wipe of the solo campaign. I've lost some of my big hitters, some people I was grooming here. 4 people gone. So let us see what the aftermath of the Kingsman looks like. As the Kingsman wins, in defeat, the Kingsman rudely breaks something as it leaves the settlement. If the settlement innovated pottery, return it to the innovation deck. So that's all he did. So thankfully it could have been much worse. But that is the end of the Kingsman showdown this time around as we cap off Lantern Year 9. I'm going to forego most of the settlement phase because I need to keep my resources around. I don't really have enough to innovate at all. So, yeah, I think all we'll do is maybe a couple a couple matchmakers and auguries to try and do some... Oh, I have no endeavors. So there's nothing I can do. All right. So that is the end of Lantern Year 9. Yeah, I think we just have a story event to do. So with no endeavors besides cooking to really play with, we're just going to do a story event. And we're going to get the heat wave. So it is impossibly hot. Any returning survivors, none, may not depart. So the heat wave prevents science and education endeavors. If you depart with heavy gear in the grid, survival is set to 0. All right. So we can endeavor to find fluid, or we can endeavor to breathe fumes. So not really much worthwhile of either. We're going to endeavor to find fluid, and we're going to roll a 1, so we find nothing. So so I'm not wearing any heavy gear for the next hunt here, and I can't do science and education. Wasn't going to happen anyway. But that was a rather brutal year for the settlers of Magrathea. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We will be getting another one out shortly. Just stay tuned for that one as we go into Lantern Year 10 of Magrathea in the Solo Kingdom Death Campaign. So let us just remember the Fallen here, as we lost Amy, I'm a Human, Mercury, and Vesta. They fought bravely, they died bravely. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave comments below, and as always, happy wargaming.